Yeah, hi Hal. Once again, very good morning. So thanks for showing interest. Okay, to join this demo session. Okay, today as part of today's session, so we are going to cover okay about the course Microsoft products. Okay, so what are the Microsoft products are available now? Okay, history of the SQL Server and the big core component of the structure query language is nothing but a SQL. And what is the database? So what are the Microsoft product releases? So how many products Microsoft has been released till now? So what is the currently trend where we are going to use currently in the industry, and the key responsibilities, and where to start the troubleshoot. So everyone having the question mark. Okay, sir, we are a database administrator, but we have lot many doubts where when you go to the performance tuning. So where to start the troubleshooting, and how we are going to support as the database administrator, where you need to support for 24 by 7, around 365 days. Okay, so always your applications need to be run, always your applications need to be provide the better performance, so that it won't impact the applications. So how you are going to maintain all this, that we are going to cover today. Okay, so let me go to the slide. Just intro, a basic intro about what we are going to discuss entire this 60 days sessions. Okay, so first we'll start with L1, then we'll go for L2, and then we'll go for L3, then we'll move to the cloud. Okay, so in L1, so where we are going to discuss complete about the core component. So what is SQL Server, what is SQL Server architecture, how to install the SQL Server, how to configure the SQL Server, okay, how to take the backups, how to perform the restore, and the securities, and one of the key components like high availability and disaster recovery, migrations, upgradations, and automation and tools. So what we can make automation, what are the tools, inbuilt tools which is provided by Microsoft, that we are going to cover in the L1 DBA. So when you go for L2 and L3, when you go for L2 and L3, advanced performance tuning. So how you will troubleshoot if something goes wrong, like that can be log file or data file or temp db, or CPU consumption is high, memory architecture, memory troubleshoot. So memory is completely occupied by SQL Server. Basically SQL will love memory. Okay, love how we are loving the girls, right? Like same SQL will love memory, so completely. Okay, so how, what is the memory architecture between 32-bit architecture and 64-bit architecture? Then you will ask one question, sir, we are not using 32-bit architecture, right? But still some more application is running with 32-bit architecture. Okay, so we need to see the differences. So what is the difference you will notice when you go for 32-bit architecture, when you go for 64-bit architecture in memory? Okay, and we'll go for we'll discuss the IO is the one of the key factor. So let me ask you one question. Okay, so except Janardhan, okay, Yadav, let me ask you other people. Okay, so what are, when you are going to discuss the performance tuning, so what are the major component you need to look into? So we have three components basically: CPU, memory, storage. So which is the component majorly we will look into? Anyone?
S-
Yeah, we are checking.
SQL monitor.
Okay, sorry, one by one.
Yeah, we are checking SP underscore photo for suppose
No, no, no,
anyway
no,
it
no, no, no,
start.
no. Let me ask you. The see, when you dealing with any technical, sir, either it can be SQL, or it can be Oracle, or it can be some other database management system. Okay, so three resources are most important. Three. What are they? CPU, memory, storage. So in the three resources, which is the toppest resources mainly we look into?
Yes, CPU. CPU.
Yes, CPU.
CPU play.
Okay, CPU. So majority of CPUs. Okay. So memory is not important.
It is also important.
All
Which is
these
that?
three are important.
Okay, all these three are important. On top, which one you will majorly look into? Either CPU or memory or IO.
Memory. CPU and
Memory.
IO also we are checking. Due to some IO, it went to CPU hits.
Okay. Can we increase the memory?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Can we increase the CPUs?
It depends upon the course.
Yeah, we can increase the CPUs, right?
Yes,
If you
yes.
want. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you increase IO throughput?
It's not possible. IO,
Sorry.
it's not possible. IO, we need to
So which is the
making.
very important then? IO. IO is very, very important when you are dealing with the tuning. Okay. So majorly we look into CPU. Okay, memory. What about IO? CPU, you can increase the core processors. Memory, you can increase the RAM. But what about throughputs? Input, outputs, reads and writes. Okay. So IO is the topmost priority where we need to look into. Basically, everyone will see last IO when you are working with the performance tuning. But IO is the main key factor where you need to look, because majorly you are performing inputs, outputs, right? Reads and writes. Either you will write the data or you will read the data. So very simple, sir. Okay. So take any e-commerce application like Amazon or Flipkart or Facebook, or take any application, sir. What exactly you are doing? Either you will see, if you take Amazon, you are purchasing a product. Either it can be smartphone, or it can be laptop, or it can be pen drive, any other product you are purchasing. What exactly you are doing? You are
We are
first
giving
trying to
input.
insert the data. First, you are trying to insert the data. Means you are purchasing a product. Means what product you are choosing. Okay, you are inserting the data. Later, you can update the data. Means, so for example, you by mistakenly you provided the, you chosen the wrong product. By mistakenly you chosen the wrong mobile number. Provided wrong mobile number. So what you will do? You will try to update, right? You try to update your delivery address. Either you will remove the product, either you will cancel the product. So majorly every throughout the global we are performing three transactions. One is inserts, updates, deletes. Then you will perform the read operation. You will track the order, right? So where exactly it is? So read operations. Yes or no? Writes, reads. So majorly you need to look into. Will you accept or not? You can take any insurance application, you can take any banking applications, you can take any retail applications. Throughout all applications we are performing reads and writes. Okay, how you are, see, front end can be anything, sir. Your front end can be anything, but somewhere there will be back end, right? If you are placing one order, if you are choosing one product, somewhere it is storing. So where exactly it is storing? That can be SQL, that can be Oracle, that can be MySQL, that can be Teradata, that can be Azure SQL. So many, around 300 and plus database management system are available throughout the global. 300 and plus database management systems are available. In that we are learning Microsoft product, that is MS SQL Server. Okay, throughout the global we have lot many applications, sir. We are not sure which application is pointing to which database management system. Will you accept?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Right. Okay, so we'll discuss all one by one. Okay, I don't want to do afraid in a first day. Okay, in first slide itself. Okay, IO is the topmost priority, sir, where you need to look into when you are working with the performance tuning. Not only CPU, memory. CPU we can increase the core processors. Memory also we can increase the core processors. But IO, sir, you can tell, okay, I can increase. So we have two types of storages. One is HDD, one is SSD. Okay, nowadays we are preferring hybrid servers. See, my even my laptop is also hybrid laptop. So both it contains. Let me show you. Okay, see, when I go to the my computer, I'm having 1 TB of hard disk, which is HDD hard disk drive. So 256 of SSD solid state disk. Okay, we'll discuss a lot about what is HSD, what is HDD, what is SSD, what is the difference you will notice. Notice is nothing but the performance. Okay, SSD will give the better performance when you compare with HDD. The throughputs will be much better when compared with HDD SSD. Nowadays, everyone is using the hybrid laptops. Nowadays, even when you go to the real world, also nowadays everyone is looking for SSD so that it will give the better performance. As we are the database engineers, make sure that your application need to be run very fastly. Yes or no? When you
Yes.
try to open when you try to book a ticket over the movie, okay, if you decide to go to the movie and you are open, lot many social media applications are available where you can go and directly book your movie tickets, right? If if when you open the app, if that app is taking longer time, what you can do, you will choose one more app. Means we are losing one customer. So please make sure that customers are very important for us. Make sure that your application need to be run very smoothly. Okay, okay, just intro sir, this is okay. And very important is 18456 error. Okay, so if users are not able to access the SQL, so what are the key components majorly we need to look into? SPNs, SSL, TLS, NTLM, Kerberos. So lot many parameters are when if users are not able to access the SQL server. And the deadlock detection and troubleshooting, replication clustering, always on troubleshooting, latency issues troubleshooting. Okay, all will are going to cover in the L2 and L3. And next level is cloud. So Windows Azure Cloud, IaaS and PaaS. We are going to discuss both IaaS and PaaS. How you are going to install SQL on IaaS platform, how you are going to install SQL on PaaS, plat, PaaS platform, okay, platform as a service. And once it is done, we'll also discuss the GCP, Google Cloud Platform, how you are going to install the SQL over the GCP, what kind of storage is available, how to migrate your SQL on-prem SQL to the GCP, Google Cloud. Any questions?
No
Nothing so
question.
far.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I was on mute. Okay. See, let me brief again. Okay. So, when you get a chance, just refer this doc, sir, where you will get complete details about what we are going to discuss throughout this 60-day session. Okay. So first, we are going to start with L1 DBA. So nothing but a core component. Okay, where we are going to spend around 10 days. What is SQL, what is the SQL Server architectures, backups, restores, securities, everything we are going to cover in L1 DBA. So complete a core component, and we'll go for next level where we are going to configure high availability and disaster recoveries. Okay, in high availability and disaster recovery, we are going to discuss log shipping, database mirroring, replication. Okay, replication, all methods are will discuss: snapshot replication, transaction replication, merge replication, P2P replication. We'll completely discuss with the practicals as well. Okay, next, when you go to the clustering, so as your laptop must and should contain 8 GB of RAM minimum. If it is greater than, well and good. Okay, so minimum 8 GB to build the clusters. Okay, as it's again, some laptops are not compatible with 8 GB RAM. Okay, again, if you wanted to increase the RAM, you need to purchase the RAM separately. It's very difficult for our students, right? So for students' sake, what we are going to do, we are going to build the clusters over the Azure VM. So no need any enhancement of your RAM, sir, as of now. completely clusters will be built in the Azure VM. I will show you how to build the cluster in Azure VM. Same approach you can follow in the on-premises as well, sir. Okay, no need to worry. So completely cluster over Azure VM, completely always on over Azure VM. Manohar, you can disconnect again, join. Try to join, everyone try to join from the mobile. Okay, if you're okay, keep headsets. That will be very good, sir. Everyone able to hear, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah. Okay. Always on. We are also going to discuss in completely Azure, and one advantage is where you will get the load balancers. How to configure always on availability group with load balancer. Okay, Azure load balancer. So that is also we are going to discuss. A little bit difference you can notice in on-premises with when you are configuring always on in cloud with the load balancer. Okay, you need to run some PowerShell script. We'll go for practical. No need to worry. Okay, then some advanced administrator concept we are going to discuss, like internal tools. Okay, connectivity issues, like a consistency issues. Okay, where we are going to discuss. Then we'll go for the next level. So completely we are going to discuss in the cloud. On cloud, as I told you, so intro about the cloud computing, Azure SQL database, and backups, restores, securities, elastic pools, elastic queries, elastic jobs, high availability, disaster recovery, and everyone is eagerly waiting for migration. How to migrate on premises to the cloud? How many methods? So where we are going to discuss import export, backpack, DACpack, how to fix the orphan users, DMA, database migration assistant, okay, and MDB database. Anyone knows what is the MDB database? Anyone heard about the MDB database? Janardhan, Tambli, someone who is Yadav?
Is it not master database?
Yeah, it's not a database. It's like a database where we are creating with access. Okay, MDB database is nothing, sir. Okay, we are going to create a database with Microsoft Access. See, when you open Microsoft Access, it is asking to create a blank database. Okay, how to
Okay.
export, your SQL Server database to MDB database, and how to export MDB database to the cloud. So that we are going to see practical, sir. Okay, definitely you will definitely in your career you can also need to be work in MDB database. Okay, so where you are going to create a database with Microsoft Access. We'll discuss a lot about this. Okay, then database migration assistance, how to use the DMA. So that is what we are going to. And one is very important is DMS, database migration service. Both we are going to see offline and online. How to use DMS with offline process, how to use DMS in online process. Okay, and one of the key factor is monitoring and tuning. Monitoring and tuning. How you are going to monitor PaaS service, especially on the PaaS service, sir. Okay, IaaS is nothing but on-prem only, almost a similar. Okay, almost a similar. Especially we are going to focus on the PaaS, a platform as a service, because you don't have access for the infrastructure. Completely infrastructure will be maintained by Microsoft. Okay, next we are going to discuss the Google Cloud. So once it's done, then we'll go for advanced performance tuning. CPU uses. Okay, so what is the preemptive scheduler, what is the corporate scheduler, what is the quantum, how much quantum, okay, SQL OS is allocating to the thread? 4 milliseconds. Every thread will allocate 4 milliseconds of quantum of CPU. So we are going to discuss all these concepts in advanced level performance tuning. Okay, what is SQL OS, what is the schedulers, what is the preemptive scheduler, what is the cooperative scheduler, what is the difference between preemptive and cooperative, what is the quantum, okay, and what is the thread life cycle. So scheduling algorithm, how scheduling will occurs when you are dealing with SQL OS. See, everything is backend, sir. Uh, Everything whatever here I am presenting, everything is backend. But as a we are a core database administrator, we must and should know about all these concepts. Okay. So when you go for memory, difference between 32-bit and 64-bit, and what is the NUMA? Anyone knows what is the NUMA? Any idea? See it for me, sir. When you open the task manager, in a simple terms, okay. When you go to the performance, see, I am running with 8 core processors. Okay, so my logical processor 4 with one socket, and logical processor 8 core logical process. When I right click on it, change the graphics, you will get one concept called NUMA nodes. What is NUMA? Non-uniform memory access. Okay, so we'll discuss a lot about NUMA configuration, then buffer pool usage, SQL reservation clocks, and performance counters, and IO, timeout issue, and a query. So when you go for query performance, so lot many, sir, where we need to look into. So we are almost covering all parameter sniffing, implicit explicit conversion, okay, lookups, set statistics ion, set statistics time on. So all we are going to cover. Okay, any questions? Everyone comfortable? So what we are going to discuss throughout this 60-day session?
Just a quick question. The
Yes.
last part on the document, the advanced. Let me just try and open the file from my machine.
Yeah.
The document. So at the
I'm just
bottom
sharing.
there, where it says advanced performance optimization, is that optimization in Azure or on premises?
In Azure, in
Are you?
on-premises, both. In Azure, in
Oh,
on-premises. See,
okay,
already in Azure, we are going to discuss monitoring and tuning.
okay,
Okay.
okay, okay.
And in on-premises, we are going to discuss. It's the advanced performance tuning optimization will works for Azure IaaS and on-premises.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Good, good,
Can you
good.
add more concepts which we required for performance tuning? I will share that concepts. Is there any possibility to cover that concepts?
See, few of the concepts not mentioned. Okay. Please let me know what are the concepts so that I can tell whether we are covering.
Okay.
It's
I will
it's
share
very
in one to
difficult to
one.
mention. Sorry.
I will share in one to one.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so we are going to cover max all the core concept, okay, in the performance tuning in L1 and L2, what exactly we are performing, okay. So we are not missing any point, but as I cannot mention all the key factors, right, just as a brief I mentioned, okay. In case if you notice that we are missing something, no worries, you can just ask, okay. So when we are discussing individual concept, ask me, okay, can you please explain this concept if I missed somehow. Okay, definitely I can help you. Please, again my request, okay, humble request, just make session more interactive, okay. Just don't make it as a one-man show.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just interrupt anytime, just ask your question, just clarify. Either it can be silly question, either it can be complex question, okay. Try to clarify your doubts, okay. Yeah, Manohar, still you are facing the same issue? Okay. Yeah. So let me, okay, it's a simple history, sir, of SQL Server. Okay. So what is the history of SQL Server? See, Microsoft SQL Server is among the biggest and most broadly utilized database management framework in the entire world. In a simple term, sir, okay, it is a database management framework throughout the global. Okay, so we are using lot many applications, okay, lot many products where Microsoft where they are using the Microsoft product. So when they are going to store the data, so we are, that is nothing but database management framework in a simple terms. Okay, Microsoft and the Sybase released a version is 1.0 in 1989. See, Microsoft SQL Server is introduced, okay, introduced on 1989, is separated. Actually, it is completely designed based on the Sybase. Okay, Sybase is our grandfather, sir. Okay, so by the Sybase, Microsoft start designing the SQL Server. Okay, in the year 1989, so Microsoft separated the Microsoft SQL Server from the Sybase with the version called 1.0. However, the partnership between these two ended in the year 1990. So completely. Okay. So Microsoft SQL Server become one separate product and Sybase has become one separate product in 1990. Okay. Microsoft maintained ownership rights to the name SQL Server. Okay. Since the 1990, okay, subsequent versions of the SQL Server has been released. SQL 2000, 2005, 2008, 2008 R2, 2012, 2014, 2016, 2017. Now, latest SQL Server version is 2019. Okay, this is the brief history of the SQL Server where it starts. Okay, it's purely designed with the Sybase. Okay, Sybase is our grandfather. Okay, but it been separated from the Sybase in 1990. The partnership completely broken down. Okay, so which year the Microsoft released SQL Server? In 1989 with a version 1.0. With a version 1.0. Okay, it is completely database management framework, sir. Nothing you are doing, you are storing your data. Okay, Microsoft SQL Server will store the data. That can be any data. That can be banking, that can be retail, that can be insurance, that can be human, that can be product, that can be any resources. Okay, oil and gases, any application data it can store, because it's designed like a database management framework, right? Like we have lot many products in, see, in a simple term, see, okay, for a brief, okay, about the SQL, it is designed with the SQL language. SQL stands for structured query language. Okay, we'll discuss a lot about what is structured query language in coming slides. Okay, okay, it designed with the SQL language, that is structured query language, where you are going to store your data in the form of tables, in the form of tables. When you open the Excel sheet, so what you will see exactly, you will see the rows and columns, right? You will see the columns and rows where you can store your data in Excel. Excel is also a database, sir. Excel is also a database. Notepad is also a database. Wherever you are storing, that you can call it as a database, but it is not arranged format. It is not organized format. When you go to the database management systems like Oracle, like SQL, like MySQL, Teradata, PostgreSQL, okay, DB2, lot many database management system, right? All are arranged and organized in a right format where your data retrieval, data modification can be done very quickly. Okay, so wherever you are storing that, see, initial olden days, like 10 to 15 years back, 10 to 15 years back, so when you are going to the school, your dad or your dad's grandpa, where they are writing all these details, so they are need to make some attendance, right? Earlier days they are using books to make some attendance. Nowadays we are using in broadly we are using, all organizations are using a database management system completely. So they are using Excels, they are using any database management system. Okay, all the database management systems are designed with the SQL language, nothing but a structured query language. Got you? That can be compatible to the any platform, Windows, Linux, Mac, others. Okay, so you can install SQL in Windows, you can install SQL in Linux, you can install SQL on Mac, you can install SQL in containers. Okay, SQL is compatible to the containers as well. So where you can install SQL Server over the containers, like a Docker container, where you can install SQL over the Kubernetes. Getting? Everyone online, people?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we install in Mac also?
Sorry?
Can we install the SQL in Mac also?
Yes. Okay, so we can call it as a T-SQL, PL/SQL, MySQL, other SQL languages like Transact SQL. So in Microsoft SQL Server, we'll call it as a T-SQL, nothing but programmatic language. Not only SQL structure query language, you can also write a programming language where you can make some statements in a block. A piece of code is nothing but where you can call it as a programmatic language. T-SQL, PL/SQL. T-SQL, PL/SQL. Okay, we'll discuss a lot in coming slides. What about development? What exactly the developers will do? Okay, then on top of the developers, what DPS people are performing? That we'll discuss in coming sessions. Okay. Next, so what are the Microsoft products? So we have lot many products where Microsoft is offering. See, Microsoft SharePoint servers, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft MS Office. So lot many. When you go to the platforms, okay, so SQL database, integration service, analysis service, reporting service, data quality service, master data service, okay, mobile report publishers, analytics platform service. So lot many platforms you can use when you especially going for SQL Server. Okay, in that where we are going to discuss SQL database, integration service, analysis service, reporting service, where uh, uh, we are going to cover core database activities, sir. Okay, how to install analysis service, how to create okay cubes, how to create the database so that your analysis team will can deploy the cubes to the respective database, how to grant the permissions, how to migrate okay analysis service database from one instance to another instance, how to configure reporting services, how to grant the permissions, how to upgrade reporting services, how to install integration service, how to create integration service catalogs. So all we are going to cover throughout our sessions. Okay, got you? And when you go to the services, either it can be IaaS or PaaS or SaaS. Okay, so Power BI, Azure MI, Managed Instance, HD Insights, Azure Storage, System Analytics, Office 365, Azure Active Directory. See, lot many, sir. Lot many products are available. Will you learn all the products? Whatever the products will suit us as we are a database administrator, those products we are going to make some concentrated concentration. Okay, where we are going to learn. Clear? Not clear?
Yes.
Yes, it's clear.
Yeah, so we are going to discuss about Azure storage, okay, Azure Active Directory, Azure virtual machines, Azure SQL database, okay, and system analytics. So where we are going to discuss by default where you can tune right SQL Server, Azure SQL, that we are going to cover. Okay, so Power BI is introduced from the SQL Server 2016 onwards in on-premises. It is the advanced level of reporting services. Okay, with more graphics, with more dashboards, with more pie charts. Okay, so it's like advanced level of reporting services. Your Power BI and reporting services are both are same only, sir. Okay, like a virtualization, data virtualization, where you can how you can present your data in the form of reports, right? Okay, so it is a SSRS for advanced Power BI. from SQL 2016 onwards, either you can suggest application team if they are requesting reporting services, go for Power BI. You will get better images, better dashboards, better pie charts, bar charts, okay, and so on. These are the Microsoft products, okay, and the Microsoft releases versions, sir. Okay, so Microsoft, since I told you right in the previous slide, Microsoft start introduced 1.0 version in 1989. Okay, 1989, and the bit is 16-bit architecture. Now we are using 64-bit architectures. Our operating system is completely 64-bit 64-bit operating system, right? When I open MS Info 32, okay, there it is mentioned. Yeah, 64 based PC. Now we are using 64-bit architecture completely. Now no more we are using 32-bit architecture. Then what about 16-bit architecture? No more 16-bit architecture. So Microsoft introduced a version called 1.0 and 1.1 with 16-bit architecture. Okay, so no worries, sir. We are not no more using still SQL Server 2008 R2. Okay, because all Microsoft stopped the support. Okay, July 2019 is the last supported by Microsoft 2008 R2. Okay, completely stopped the support. Okay, so nowadays everyone using 22 20, but still when you are working in on-premises, sir, still you have 2000 servers, 2005 servers, 2008 R2 servers. You need to support, sir. Okay, even Microsoft stopped the support, but still some more applications are compatible with the older versions. Okay, so this is the complete about what are the releases till now. Okay, latest is SQL Server 2019. If you wanted to get this info, okay, go to I'm so sorry. Open SQL Server build okay. Everyone able to hear, right?
Yeah, but share your screen.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Somehow I missed it. Now you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you can open SQL Server build.blogspot.com, sir. So this is the site where you need to go. Okay. Please try to make a note this site about. Okay. Let me ping you this site. Okay. Let me use the chat window. Yeah. Okay. Where you will get complete information about. So what releases. Okay. Here you will see. So current latest is SQL Server 2019 with the CO9. Okay, so complete info. If you open this one, you will get complete info, whatever cumulative updates, what are the service pack, when it is released. Okay, so you will get, see, the cumulative update 9 is released on February 11th. This year, February 11th, so Microsoft released the CO9 for the 2019. You will get complete info. When you open here, you will get what Microsoft is fixed. Because one thing, everyone make a note here. Okay, so Microsoft stopped. Okay, so Microsoft stopped service pack, sir. Now no more service pack is going to release from SQL 2017 onwards. So starting from SQL Server 2017, service pack will no longer be released. Microsoft stopped the complete service pack concept, sir. So now you will get only CUs, hotfix, security updates. Three things you will get it. Earlier four: service pack, community updates, hotfix, security patches. Okay. Now Microsoft, since 2017 onwards, Microsoft support completely service pack. So what is the service pack? What is cumulative update? What is hotfix? What is the security patch? Okay, we'll discuss a lot on the patching activity, sir. Now no need to worry. So this is the site where you need to go and keep. Okay, so make it as a bookmark. Make it as a bookmark. Okay, so that you will get what is the latest version Microsoft is keep on releasing. Okay, try to, you need to remember as well. So someone may ask you what is the latest service pack you applied on SQL Server 2019. By mistakenly, if you tell, okay, service pack 1, then gone, because there is no concept called service pack from SQL 2017 onwards. Okay, any questions till now? Any questions?
No, no questions so far.
Yeah, and everyone need to remember the internal versions as well. Okay, so internal version. So when you are taking the backup, when you are restoring, you won't get, okay, this backup is taken on 2019, backup is performed on 2017. You will get the internal version, sir. Okay, code name, okay, you can remember or you can ignore it. Okay, but internal version, try to remember it. Okay, it will help you when you are trying to restore it. Next, most popular database management systems. Okay, so why, sir? We have lot many database management systems: Oracle, IBM DB2, SAP HANA, Microsoft SQL Server, Teradata, MySQL, PostgreSQL, Amazon Aurora, MongoDB, Hadoop. When you go for big data, Hadoop. All these are database management system, right? So why I need to learn Microsoft SQL? You will get one question mark. Can I go for Oracle? Can I go for SAP HANA? Can I go for Hadoop? Can I go for MongoDB? It's a non-relational database management system. Okay. So no SQL. In a simple terms, no SQL. MongoDB is a no SQL, sir. Okay. So why you need to learn Microsoft SQL Server? You will have one question mark. Okay. Let me clarify your doubt. Magic quadrant of this operational database management system. They will conduct the survey throughout the global. Which is the topmost database management system throughout the global? Online people?
Microsoft.
We are not, I am not telling, sir, okay, you need to learn only SQL Server. Okay, this is the survey connected by throughout the global. Okay, so Microsoft is the leading database management system throughout the global. That is the one reason where you are good at Microsoft product. Okay, so next is Oracle, next is Amazon Web Services, next is SAP, then go for Google. So Alibaba Cloud is or keep on growing, sir. Okay, so somewhere it is sitting, but so this is the one thing where you need to prefer Microsoft product. Okay, next. So when you go for like a SQL Server, so basically SQL will follows a client server architecture, sir. Means two-tier architecture, or you can call it as a two-tier architecture. Okay, but I'm still getting confused. Subbu, can you please help me? See, when you go for Oracle apps, when you go for Oracle apps will follow three-tier architecture. Okay, but SQL Server technically you will call it as a three-tier architecture. SQL Server will follows two-tier architecture. Only client server. Your client can be any application, sir. Your client can be any application. Your client can be any tool. Client can be tool. Client can be application. Okay, so client server. Client will directly interact to the server to store the data, to retrieve the data. So your client can be browser, your client can be desktop, your client can be tool. That can be tool, that can be browser, that can be desktop, anything. Your client and your application. See, application either it can be designed with the Java, PHP, .NET, WordPress. Okay, so whatever technology you are using to design your front end, See, front end is nothing but application, sir. Whatever you are seeing front end is application. What is the back end? Is our database management system. Back end, Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, Teradata, DB2, SAP HANA, Hadoop. That can be any. That can be any. Okay. So when you are trying to open social media apps, even when you are trying to open Facebook, you will try to log in with your credentials, right? You will provide your username and password. So where your username and password is storing? Even take your WhatsApp, take Signal app. Okay, even when you are signing, when you are open WhatsApp, it will first ask you the sign in. You are providing your mobile name, mobile number, right? Somewhere it is storing. So that storing is nothing but database. The storing is nothing but database. So SQL Server will follows client server architecture. SQL Server will follows a client server architecture. There is no concept called middleware. There is no concept called middleware, means no conversion. So directly you can access the database management system. Okay, got you? Online people?
Yes, Subbu, I got it.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Now, a little bit intro about what is SQL, structured query language. Okay. See, structured query language is used to perform the operation on the records stored in the database, such as update records, delete records, creating, modifying anything over the database management system. Okay, all the database management system will use the SQL language, a structured query language. Okay, that can be creating, that can be updation, that can be deletion, that can be modification. Either it can be tables, either it can be views, or it can be stored procedures. Okay, so you are going to use the SQL language. It is a language, sir. It is just a SQL is a language. So what language we are going to discuss in coming? Okay, SQL is just a query language. It is not a database. Don't get confused. It is just language, like a C language, C++ language, a Java language, a Python language, right? Like same, SQL is a language where you are going to specially work with the database management systems, right? To be performed. See, SQL for all, sir. Oracle, MySQL, MongoDB, Postgres, SQL Server, DB2, common, sir. A common. Okay. So common SQL is common for all database management systems. Okay. Everyone okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Query. So technically, whatever you are writing, so technically you need to call it as a query, sir. A simple. So for example, I want to retrieve the data. Okay. Select star from employee, so where you will get all employee details. So this technically you will call it as a query. That can be insert, that can be update, that can be delete. Technically you need to call it as a query. That also you can call it as a transactions. Okay, business transactions like inserts, updates, delete, you will call it as a transaction. See, a query is a set of instruction given to the database management system. This you are providing some instruction to the database management system. Either you are retrieving the data, or you are inserting the data, or you are updating the data, or you are deleting the data, or you are creating the data. Just you are providing some instruction to the database management system. It tells any database what information you would like to get from the database. Okay, your query will tell us what information you are trying to load, what information you are trying to get from the database. From the database. Every query that runs in SQL Server is called as a transactions, a business transactions. Okay, so the transaction can be two: implicit transactions, explicit transactions. Implicit transaction is nothing but auto commits. Okay, all SQL queries All SQL queries are implicit transactions, automatic commits, sir. Okay, when you are trying to insert or update, delete, these are auto commit. Automatically, it will commit the data, means it will move the data to the database. 1 second, sir. What? EST. IST. Create the meeting. He's Indian. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, sir. Okay. So transaction is nothing but, okay, is a query that runs. So every query that runs in SQL Server, technically we'll call it as a transaction, implicit transaction, explicit transaction. Explicit transaction is nothing but where you start the programming, like a begin tran. So when you are writing the queries, so if you start with the begin tran and you start any statement, this transaction explicitly you need to perform the commit, means you need to mention the commit. Okay, so query, SQL, transaction. So again, I am requesting whoever listening the first time, no need to worry, sir. It's a brief intro. Coming session we'll discuss one by one. Okay, so I will try to show you how to perform the select, how to perform the insert, update, deletes, everything practical, no need to worry. Okay, everyone so silent? So getting, not getting?
Yeah, getting fine.
Okay.
Yes, bro. Fine.
Okay, so what is that database? Okay, so before discussing the database, what is data first of all? So what is data?
Collection of information, collection of reports,
Yeah, that
not
can be any, sir. That can be any human being. Okay, take any product. Data only, right? So in a simple words, data is a facts of related to any object in consideration. So for example, name, age, height, weight. Okay, that when you go for products like image, files, PDF, everything we'll call it as a data. Everything technically we'll call it as a data, right? So that data is going to systematically collected. See, database is a systematic collection of data. Database is nothing but a collection of data. Okay, a database supports the storage and manipulation of data. A database make the database management easy. Let's discuss few examples. Okay, we'll discuss a lot in next demos. Okay, this a database is nothing but a collection of data where it is arranged in a proper format so that your modification, your data retrieval must be much faster, can be much faster. Okay, yeah. Okay, now, okay, sir, you were telling something. Okay, SQL is a database management system where you are going to state the data. So how the data is storing in real world? How the data is storing in real world? Data is storing in data centers, sir. So this is how your data centers look like. Okay, that can be good, that can be ugly, sir, both. In bottom image, so this is how your data center olden days we are going to maintain. So every office they will have this data center, a small data center. If you get opportunity, you can go and visit the data center. So this is how your data center will be arranged. So each technically you can call it as a racks. Each technically you will call it as a rack. Each rack will have the common power supply, common network, common storage. A rack is nothing but collection of servers which is going to maintain the common network, common storage, common power supply. That can be good, that can be ugly. So you can compare how every organization is maintaining their own data centers, how the data is storing. where your data is storing. Data is storing in the data centers. Okay, so data center means complete your project information. So that can be any banking, that can be insurance, that can be retail. Okay, that can be social media applications. Complete your project will be stored in the data centers. Store in the data centers. Okay, online people.
Okay, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Now, sir, how you are trying to how we are trying to access? Okay, somewhere it is residing. Okay, how you are trying to access? See, you are sitting somewhere in your office with your laptop. Okay, your data is available in the data centers. Your data is available in the data center. When you are trying to open a Facebook, when you are trying to open a Flipkart, or when you are trying to open Amazon, okay, so how internally it is processing, how processing will works. See, when you are trying to access, sorry, when you are trying to access, see, so this is how the processing will works. Through the network, through the network you are trying to access the data from the data centers. You are trying to access data from the data centers. Either you are accessing, either your modification, everything will works through the network. So completely. Got you? Online people? How see, whenever you are trying to open www.google.com, we are not sure how many servers Google is maintaining in backend. Recently there is some minor outage for the Google, minor outage for YouTube as well. Anyone noticed recently, like 1 or 2 months back, I believe we have one minor outage for YouTube and Google. So
Yes, bro.
no one is able to access the YouTube, and no one is able to access the Google. How many
They fixed
servers?
it now.
Sorry.
They fixed it now after 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah. So this is how the process, that process internally. So when you are trying to access from your laptop or from your office laptop, anyway, from your smartphone, through network, it is directly accessing data from the data centers. Okay. See, even let me show you one video. Okay, just please bear for. Okay. So let me, please let me know once you are able to get the audio. Everyone able to hear?
No.
Oh, no.
Yes, Subbu, we are.
You are able to hear?
No, no.
Yes, no, we are able to hear.
Oh. Now you are able to hear?
Yes, yes. Little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not clearly though.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Okay. Let me go. Now. Now you are able to hear?
No, no,
No,
no.
No,
no, no.
no.
Let me arrange it, sir. Just hold on. Okay. Let me increase the volume. See, data centers are hosted on the under the sea. your Microsoft data centers, your Google Cloud data centers, where they are going to place under the sea.
The container behind me, it fits on a trailer, it fits on a cargo ship, and it allows us to actually build up this data center to any size that we want. Orkney is a great place for this partnership because they've got renewable energy for 100% and more of their grid power. Computers are not designed to work in the environment that we humans operate. So things like oxygen, moisture in the air, that is really bad for computers. It causes corrosion on the components. You also get temperature fluctuations. So the heat from night to day and summer to winter can cause those components to fail. And so we have this theory that if we're in a really stable environment, we're in this cylinder, we've taken all the oxygen out, we've controlled the humidity, no one's walking around, there's nobody bumping things or causing any additional failures, that we see better reliability. And so far as we've been monitoring this and the data center that we have on land, that are using the same components, we see 1/8 the failure rate in the ocean data center than we do on land. We've got some good data on reliability. We've proven out that we can do this whole deployment process. Now let's finish the story and let's show that we can do the retrieval and we can do the recycling once it does reach end of life, and make sure that that entire cycle is possible. This project gives us the ability to feel like we're working not just on computers, not just on data centers, but on sort of moving forward environmental responsibility as a company and as individuals. I mean, everybody uses the cloud. Everybody needs data centers. This need isn't going to go away. We're going to continue to build larger data centers and use more electricity because the demand is there and the demand keeps growing. How can we do it that's better for the environment and that's just better for us as a people?
Yeah, got it? Online
Wow.
people?
Can we
Data centers under the sea.
can you share that on OneDrive or
Yeah, sure. I can share you the link, okay? Got you, everyone? The most common disasters, right? So either it can be human made or it can be natural, okay? Disaster recovery is not equal to high availability. Make a note, everyone, sir. Disaster recovery is either it can be human made mistake or it can be natural. Either it can be natural or it can be human made miss. So for example, you got one request to delete one table. By mistakenly you deleted another table. That is also like a data loss only, right? So disaster recovery is not a high availability. A DBA's job is to protect the data, secure it, and make it is available. That is the perfect definition of a database administrator, sir. What is database administrator? You need to protect the data, you need to secure the data, and you need to make it available. Got you, everyone?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, all hardware dies eventually. If something happened to entire, okay, how you will recover it? Next, you are only as good as your last restore, but not your backups. Okay, sir, I'm Subbu, I am taking the backups. Okay, so if something happened my database, I can recover it. Unfortunately, your backup is corrupted. Unfortunately, your backup until you restore. Okay, you are only as good as your last restore, not your backup. If your restore is successful, then you can think my backup is good. If something, so if backup file is corrupted, if you are taking the backups and already your backup is corrupted, then no use, right? Your customer expects the data to always be available. Always your customer point of view, always the data need to be available for 365 days and 24/7. High availability decrease the recovery time, RTO. We'll discuss lots of this all concepts, okay? Just I'm briefing, okay? So high availability is nothing but decreased recovery time. recovery time objective, RTO, RPO, recovery point objective. Very, very important keywords. Everyone need to, as a DPA, you need to remember these two keywords, RTO, RPO. Disaster recovery comes into the RPO, high availability comes into the RTO. How much time you will take to recover your database if something happened to primary? See, assume, let me give you a simple example, sir. So this is my database. This is my database, 1.5 terabytes. Okay. Suddenly my database is corrupted. Entire my application is down. How much time you will take to recover this 1.5 terabytes database to online? So that will comes into the recovery time objective. That will comes into the recovery time objective. Okay. RPO, recovery point objective. So for example, okay, so every 1 hour you are taking backups. Okay, every 1 hour I am taking backups. 9 a.m. I'm taking backup. 10 a.m. I'm taking backup. Okay, 9:55 your database is corrupted. See, sir, every 1 hour you are taking backup. Okay, every 1 hour you are taking backup. 9:55 your database is corrupted. So 9 a.m. I have the backup. But what about this 50 minutes data? Sorry, 55 minutes data. That will comes into the RPO, recovery point objective. How much data loss your client is accepting? Okay, so nothing but backups. Complete your backup schedules will be depends on RPO. Completely your high availability techniques will depends on RTO, recovery point objective. We'll discuss a lot in high availability and disaster recovery solutions. Okay, so in a brief, RTO is nothing but recovery time objective. How much time you will take to recover your database if something goes wrong? That will comes into the RTO. How much data you can recover if something happened? That will comes into the RPO, recovery point objective. Got you, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So any questions? Not sure. So many silence. Okay. Sridhar, Venkat, Yadav, Manjunath, Manohar,
Oh, fine.
No.
Dinesh.
Yeah, no queries from my end.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next. This is very important, sir. As we are a database administrator, okay, so there will be a storage administrator, there will be network administrator, there is Windows administrator. Make friendship with network and storage and Windows administrators. Okay, so make healthy relationship with the storage guys, with the network team, with the Windows team, because our data is on top of Windows, our data is in top of storage, our data is top of network, right? In backend, there is a network, there is a storage, there is Windows, a Windows team, right? So make some friendship. Okay, so as we are a database administrator only, we will work with our Microsoft SQL. No, where your Microsoft SQL is hosted on top of operating system, on top of operating system, on top of hard disk storage, right? So you need to make some healthy relationship with the network team, with the storage team. Okay, so for example, you are not able to access the SQL server, you are not able to access the server, your storage is having some latency issue. Okay, your completely VM is down. So in that scenarios, you're supposed to contact Windows team, you're supposed to contact network team, you're supposed to contact the storage team. So make some friendly relationship with the network team and storage team. I know how hard it is. Okay, who are already working, they know, okay, how hard to get the response from Windows team, how hard to get the response from network team. I'm just personally experienced a lot. Okay, so that is what. Okay, but everyone will blame us only, sir. What they will do, right? Okay, network is fine, storage is fine, Windows is fine, there is issue with the database. then application will team directly point to database team. Hey, database team, what you are doing? So you need to be confident. Hey, there is nothing from SQL side. There is something you need to look from the network. There is something you need to look from the storage. There is something you need to look from the Windows level. So how you can prove? That is what L3s are, where we are going to discuss. Okay, so we'll need to see the benchmark values. We need to collect the uh, counters. Based on the counters, based on the benchmark values, we can prove them. Hey, there is no issue with the SQL side. My database is healthy. My SQL is healthy. Everything is looks fine. There is something which issue with the network. There is something issue with the storage. You need to look into. Okay, you need to supposed to prove, sir, this one that we are going to cover in L3. Okay, make some healthy friendship with the network and storage team and Windows team as well. So not only as you are a database administrator, okay, we will learn only will work only on the SQL. No, sir, SQL is hosted on Windows, SQL is hosted on storage, SQL is hosted on network. So every, not only our database administrator, sir, every technology, there is lot of dependency teams. Once you got opportunity, any one of the new client, any project, okay, definitely you need to get all these team details. Who is Windows team, who is network team, who is storage team, who is application team, whom I need to contact, how I need to contact. Okay, so please get all the details and make a note. Don't hesitate to carry when you are attending any meetings. So when you are attending any meetings, okay, don't hesitate to carry pen and paper, sir. Even you are having 10 years experience, 20 years experience, just make a habit, make a note, because as our human brains, right, we will make a note all the movies, okay, all this kind of in our brain, and we will forget the concepts. Make follow-up task, make a notes when you are attending any meetings or you are going to join any trainings as well. Make a habit, okay, that will be help us a lot. Make some healthy relationship between your network and storage team. Okay, not only with the SQL teams, okay, you need to make a relationship. Okay, so three accepts when you are going with the performance tuning and optimization. When you are dealing with the performance tuning, okay, so SQL Server configuration, database level settings, means data, how you are going to configure SQL Server, what are the configurations majorly we need to look into. See, as a DPA, once you install the SQL Server, hey, I install SQL Server, my work is done. No, sir, after you install the SQL Server, there are lot many parameters where you need to majorly look into. Otherwise, it will impact your application performance. Okay, that need to be considered. Configurations, database level configurations, instance level configurations. Okay, query level tuning, optimization, a database design, how you are going to design the databases. All need to be considered. All need to be considered when you are working with the performance tuning. So specially, see, if you go to, sir, what is database design? Means how many data files, or how many log files. If you see, if it's a small scale application, sir, no need to worry. My database size is 100 MB. No need to worry. My database size is 1 TB. Okay, you need to look into. My database. Let me explain you. Recently, I have the database I worked. Okay, last 2 days back. 2 days back, I worked one database. Estimate what is the database size, anyone? Just estimate what is the database size. Okay, anyone?
10,
You can tell
10
me.
TB.
Okay, any other answers?
5 TB.
More than 50 TB.
100
Sorry?
TB.
100 TB. Hey, so 30 terabytes. Okay, 30 TB. Maybe this is my highest DB database I
No,
worked.
we have 87 TB database lying on the server.
No, I worked specially. Oh my God, 87 terabytes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what they done, right? So they upgraded the OS level patching. Okay, on the secondary replica. On the secondary replica, they please be mute. Okay, please be mute. So they upgraded operating system, Windows operating system on the secondary replica. After upgrading, they rebooted the server. They restarted the server. All the databases came to online, but two databases. One is 30 terabytes, that is archive database. One is 4 terabytes. Both database went to suspect mode. Okay, both database is corrupted, means suspect. You are seeing the status called suspected. So what you will do? So what you will do, sir? So this is 30 terabytes, sir. You will get some definitely nervous, or definitely you will get
DBCC
afraid.
check DB.
30 terabytes you will run DBCC check DB.
First database
It's
when set
no,
to
it's
emergency mode
secondary
after
replica, right? No. It's secondary replica, right? It's not primary replica. It's secondary replica. Okay.
Go to suspect mode where there is a data file corruption or log file corruption.
Sorry. Someone I missed some name. Okay.
No, sir. If
Yeah. Hi,
if
Manjula.
if
Yes.
you go to suspect mode, whether it is a data file corruption or log file.
How you came to know whether database is corrupted or log file is corrupted?
Based on the error number, I think. I mean, you can see an error log.
Okay. So assume nothing. There is nothing error log. Okay. So it's not written. It's not written. Okay. So next. So you cannot run DBCC check DB. Okay. It may take days. Yes or no? Sometimes it may be if network is too good. Okay. That is the simple technique, sir, where I used. Okay. I brought the database which is suspect mode within 5 minutes. There is a simple technique. Okay. If it is not working, definitely I need to perform what you suggested. There is no other option. Okay. Whenever your database is suspected, first go and verify whether all physical files are available or not in the respective desired location. Okay, don't first as a best practice, we'll try to reset the status. Okay, exit reset status. If still the database is suspect mode, try to go and verify all the files are available, like MDF, LDFs are available in the desired location or not. Go and verify. Next, okay, as the server is restarted, because they applied some patching, Windows level patching, they rebooted the server, right? Sometimes the permissions is mismatched. So what I done, right? So I just verified what is the service account. Service account. I granted full control permission to the files, and I requested application team. I requested the customer, can you please restart the SQL services? After granting full control to the service account, I just asked the customer to restart the SQL services. She restarted the SQL services. The database came to online. Okay, because try to get the more info from the customers. Don't like, I'm not simply telling, sir, not I'm not blaming you, but don't make one. Okay, suspect means I need to run the DBCC check DB, make database to emergency mode, keep single user mode, run the DBCC check DB. Sir, please try to, it's a 30 terabytes database, sir. How much time it will take if you run DBCC check DB? Okay, you run the DBCC check DB, it's taken uh, more than 10 hours to fix it. How much time it will take it? Okay. Yeah, my voice is clear, online people.
Yeah, clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So first what you can do, right? Try to reset the status. Go to the physical location, verify all the files are available, grant the permission. Even you grant at folder level also, grant the file level permissions, full control to the service account, and try to restart the SQL services. Okay. If still not coming, there is no other option, sir. Either Either you need to go for repair, DBCC repair, or you need to take the healthy backup. Two options. Okay, so that's what, sir. Okay, I wanted to provide you. We'll discuss a lot in coming sessions. Okay, just whoever listening the first time. Yeah, database designs. Okay, now, yeah, now let me add you something. Okay, think like a terminator when you are working with high performance tuning. When you especially working with performance tuning, so you will get lot many bubbles in your brain, right? Yes or no? Like you will think like a scientist. When if your application team is telling, hey, my performance is degraded, so Dinesh will think like a scientist. Okay, what I need to look into first? You will get lot many. I need to look into memory or networks or new code or tempdb or application or configuration. Okay, or stats or IO or CPU or blocking. You will get lot many bubbles on your brain where I need to look into. Yes or no? All in people.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So where you will start? Question mark. Yes. So that's what we are going to discuss, sir. What you need to get info from the application team. Sir, please don't blindly if someone is assume I am the application team and you are the database administrator. I am just telling, hey, hi Manjunath, hi Dinesh, my application is slow. Then you will rush and go and connect to the VM and open the SQL server and connect. Okay, run sp underscore who to active and you will run a blah blah something and you will tell nothing is from SQL side. But your application team is still I am noticing performance issue. But SQL is nothing is running on the SQL side now. First you need to get, hey, what you are doing, how you are telling your application is slow, how you are telling your application is slow, whether every time your application is slow, only on specific time your application is slow, what exactly you are running, what exactly you are performing, how you are telling that assume that it is performance is slow. Earlier how much time it is taking, now how much time it is taking, whether you are getting any timeout issue or application users are not able to connect. So you need to get this sort of questions from the application team, sir. Don't blindly go and keep your brain in SQL Server and roam like anything. Okay, that's what we are going to discuss in advanced level. What you need to get. What is the next? L1 troubleshoot, L2 troubleshoot, L3 troubleshoot. Means you need to follow one hierarchy when you are starting troubleshooting, sir. So yesterday, one of she's not our student, but she's having one issue. Basically, she's running one query. She's from like Gulf countries. Maybe the language is also Arab language, I believe. Okay, she shared a screen via AnyDesk. Okay, it's trying to get the 36,000 records. Okay, with a 4-core processor with 4 GB of RAM, and the query is taking around 40 seconds to execute. Okay, and she wants to improve the query performance. It's taking 41 to 45 seconds to execute. Okay, and the query is trying to retrieve 36,000 records. And she requested me, can you please help me to improve the performance? So what parameters you will majorly look into? That is what is the main important here. So first try to get more info from the your developers, more info from the application team, more info from the customers. Okay, more info. Then go to the SQL, sir. Don't directly straight away jump into the SQL and do whatever you want. Okay, just first get more info from the application team. What sort of you are noticing? Okay, so then you can keep eye. So yesterday, as it's too late for me, I was stuck with multiple activities. I suggested it is that query is uh, having some warnings, tempdb spills. Okay, it is performing tempdb spills, because optimizer is not able to allocate the sufficient memory to run the query. So to get the additional data, it is using tempdb spill, tempdb. So the query is performing spill operation. So it is impacting the performance. Okay. So this kind of troubleshoot we'll discuss in L3 level. Okay. So update statistics plays a key role. Indexes will plays a key role. Okay. So IO will plays a key role. How your application configure plays a key role. How our SQL Server configuration plays a key role. How network is, how the throughput. Throughput is very important, sir. What is throughput? Anyone? Online people, what is the throughput? Online people, are you there?
The
And
throughput
they
like
don't
valid query like that, I guess.
Sorry.
Valid query like you're not mentioned any converters, like you're not mentioned any
No. I'm asking just when you go for the storage, what is the throughput? See,
throughput
majorly when you are
hybrid,
purchasing the.
yeah, hybrid disks and sufficient storage,
Okay, let me
sufficient
give you
IO
example, sir.
levels for the RAID levels for the disk.
Let me give you example. Okay, let me do one thing. Okay, let me go to here. A lot of. Okay, so let me copy this SATA file. Okay, so this SATA file is available on D drive. I am trying to copy it to the C drive. Okay, so this is throughput, sir. How much Mbps per second you are transferring the data. Majorly when you are going to purchase, okay, external hard disk, or when you are looking on the storage point, you need to majorly look into how much throughputs it is supporting, how much Mbps per second you are transferring the data. Either it can be input, either it can be output. Okay, so majorly we need to look into network part as well. Throughput. Okay, so these are the major key components where you need to look into when you are dealing with the performance tuning. Okay, now let me brief about something. Okay, so we have the junior DPS. Don't see, the images are somewhat funny images. Okay, so that your concentration will be more. Okay, so L1 DPS, L2 DPS, L3 DPS. So each each level of DPS will work on the different activities. But nowadays everyone is working all activities. Okay, in earlier days, like 4 5 years back. Okay, so we have they divided into L1, L2, L3. But nowadays, even you are having less experience also, you are supporting L1 activities, you are supporting L2 activities, you are supporting L3 activities. So majorly what L1 DBS, junior DBS, like a freshers. Okay, check to make sure that SQL is online and connectivity is working fine. Check error log and found any critical errors, then escalate to L2 DBS. Okay, so ensure all the backups are running fine. So these sort of activities will be done by L1 DBS, a basic level activities. Like whenever you got any ticket, okay, first they will pick the ticket, they will met the SLS. Okay, they will inform to the L2 DPS. Majorly L2 DPS will the key factors where they are going to work on the technical point of view. So once you start the career, okay, majorly you will see all these kind of activities. Okay, check to open the ticket, issues, ensure issue request and address within SLA. So this is the main key factor where L1 DBS will work. Okay, initial response. Okay, to meet the SLA, sir. Otherwise SLA will breach, then your manager will come. Okay, sir, please come to my cabin, so I need to discuss. If you miss the SLAs, okay, definitely you need to address this, why you miss this SLA to your management. Please be careful. Okay, check the general health of the space, CPU utilization, memory to confirm to there is no issue. acknowledgement of every mail within the SLA and required escalate to L2 DBAs. Okay, so all these basic level activities will done by the junior DBAs. Okay, but nowadays even junior DBAs is also getting opportunity where you can work as a senior DBAs, installing upgradations, applying patches, configuring high availability, working on issues. Okay, see, escalations, education. See, both are you need to try to understood, sir. Once you got opportunity, you got a ticket. Okay, please first pick the ticket. If you know, if you don't know, okay, if you don't know anything about, so for example, you are not strong at application, you are not strong at cluster, if you're not strong at always on, but you are so strong at performance tuning, you are so strong at backups, restore, log shipping, mirroring, you got a ticket related to the application. If you know, if you don't know, plus first pick the ticket, met the SLA, and take help, search Google, get some sort of info, and escalate to the next level of DBA. Escalate within your team. You are escalating means asking help from the who having more knowledge than you. Escalate in the sense, okay, L1 DBA will escalate to the L2 DBAs. L2 DBA will escalate to the L3 DBAs. L3 DBAs will escalate to the Microsoft engineers. Escalate in the sense, okay, who having more than your knowledge, who's having more than technical knowledge. Okay, you are asking help from them. Okay, so that online people able to hear, right?
Yeah, hear your voice.
Yeah, see, working closely with application developers and testers, configuration and optimization servers, handling objects deployments, okay, integration, QA, UAT, and production box, okay, all these activities majorly, okay. So L2 DBS will start working on it. Then what is the L3 DBS? L3 DBS majorly working with the application vendors, okay. So getting the work from the application team, okay, and distributing the works. But nowadays, okay, everyone is working with agile methodology. You know what is waterfall methodology? What is agile methodology? Anyone knows what is agile methodology?
No, sir.
Okay, so who is having a DevOps? Okay, so DevOps engineers mostly they will work with the agile methodology in regular waterfall methodologies. So where you can see the L1 DBS, L2 DBS, team lead, okay, SMEs, project manager. But when you go for agile methodology, there will be scrum master, there will be product owner. Okay, so the terminology will be different. Okay, your product owner will get the work to the work for us. Your scrum master will distribute the work to the teammates. Each teammates they will allocate the 100% of task means, so for example, Dinesh, okay, Janardhan, Raju. So every engineer they will allocate 100% work, 100%. Okay, assume 100%. So within 100%, how much you are working today? So assume you are working 80%, 20% is pending. That 20% will carry forward to next week. Sorry, tomorrow or next week. Assume, okay, you are working for weekly basis or day basis. The task is considered either weekly basis or daily basis. If it is a daily basis, tomorrow you would need to work, your work task is 120 because this 20% work will be carried forward. So you need to work for 120%. So when you are working for agile methodology, so we'll discuss, sir, in ITL process. I will explain you what is the scrum master, what is the product owner, what is the daily stand up call. Okay, you daily there will be a call. Okay, that call technically you need to call it a stand up call. daily stand-up call. When you are working with Agile methodology, daily you need to attend the meetings. In that meetings, product owner will be available, scrum master will be available, and all the engineers will be available. They will ask you what is the work assigned to you, how much work you done, and what is the user story. There will be concept called user story. Definitely you will caught. When your project is working with Agile methodology, definitely we will caught, sir. So you need to mention in the user story how many tickets today you received, how much work you spend on the today. You need to mention clearly in that user story. Then assume you are working only for 4 hours. What about rest 4 hours? What you done? Okay, they will assign some more work for you. When you are working with Agile methodology, definitely we will caught, not you, we will caught, sir. Okay, that all will explain in the ITL process, sir. I will explain in the ITL process. So what is the ITL process? Okay, what is the methodologies like change management, incident management, problem management, service management? Okay, what is the waterfall methodology? What is the Agile methodology? What is the sprints? What is the user stories? We'll discuss a lot on the ITL process session. Okay, so this is how your info IT will work, sir. L1 DBS, L2 DBS. Okay, and key responsibilities as a database administrator. What are the key responsibilities? Capacity management, security management, high availability management, backup and recovery management, performance tuning, process improvement, daily, weekly, monthly maintenance, installation, upgradation, patching, health checks, report analysis. So these all are the key components for the database administrator. Okay, okay. So don't get afraid. Okay, this is overview. Okay, this is overview. So what are the key components? What are the major features are available in the SQL Server? Okay, if you had some money on your friends, hey, SQL is very easy. Yeah, I know. I'm telling SQL is very easy, sir. When you compare it with any one of the technologies, okay. But even though there are lot many parameters where you need to learn. Okay. So when you are working with the performance tuning, when you are working with high availability, lot many. Okay. Any questions? So thanks all. So patience. Okay. But still some more interactive sessions. Okay. As this is the day one, I know. Any questions?
No, sir, fine.
Thanks, Subha.
Yeah. Okay. If no session, can we wind up the session?
Yes.
Sure.
Thanks all. Once again, thanks to everyone. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you
Please
so
again, I'm
much.
requesting. Yeah. Please again, just make a note. Make more session interactive. Okay. Ask lot many doubts in the coming sessions. So on Monday
Thank
we are
you.
going to discuss the SQL Server architecture. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Hope
thank you very
hope
much.
this
Thank you.
session
Thanks.
help you a lot. Okay. Yeah. Thanks all. See you on Monday. Please ping all your email
Yeah,
address. Okay. Let me
yeah,
stop
yeah.
the recording.